unbelievably good. They're so very stunning. So that right there that's a good wagon to hop on commercially because it's picking up speed like mad. That's probably passing by pepper meads at this point. It's become so popular.
Yeah, it's a good combination of flavors.
It is, yeah.
If we can ask your trade secrets, are you doing a cold brew with the coffee? Are you using hot brew, or how are you doing it?
Well, I guess at this point, without doing the direct experimentation yet, I've done some research and I'm getting ready to try things. What I'm planning on doing is actually crushing the bean in almost quarters, having it roasted and crushing it in almost quarters and treating it like I do the nibs when I add to a chocolate mead. And I'm going to actually let it sit cold in the brew for a while. So I'll be adding it to secondary.
Interesting.
Oh, so you won't be roasting it. You won't be like brewing the coffee at all. You're just adding.
No, we're going to get it straight from the roaster, and we're going to try it like that. Right now, we just have a small 20-gallon batch of our buckwheat getting ready just for that, and we're going to try it. I've talked to the roastery, and we're going to try several different things. He's been pretty familiar with the brewing process, and he is able to produce a cold brew as well. So we're going to try that also.
Yeah, keep those bittering agents out, right? Is that the idea?
Yes. Yep. That's right. I do like things that I can just let it sit for a while. I like to test and experiment as it goes along. So like with the chocolate, you can add the nibs and you can test it every week or two and kind of see how it progresses and take good notes and find out what you like. And so I'm kind of hoping to do the same thing with the coffee, but we're gonna try a few different ways to find out what's the best method.
No, I can't wait. I love coffee in any shape or form.
Very good.
Well, I've had meads that were hot brewed, cold brewed, raw beans, and half a dozen different kinds of roasts. Depending on what they like, and as well as, of course, different kinds of beans. And they're all good, various and sundry. They're mixed with different things, different honey bases. Some I've had like pepper coffee and chocolate coffee, and there's one I've got downstairs that I found when I was sorting the other day. That is, I think it's just a coffee and a big honey. So it wasn't buckwheat, but it was another big honey. So I like the idea of the buckwheat. Are you getting is that buckwheat produced locally?
Yes, it is. We have a source in Perry that sets his hives on buckwheat fields and, gets pretty much exclusively buckwheat honey just from that area.
Nice.
And we reached out to him earlier this year, and he's been able to produce a fair amount for us. So we're excited about that. We've been playing around with a few recipes.
Excellent. What's the buckwheat like in your part of the country? I know here out east it tends to have more than a little barnyard character to it, whereas out west I understand it's just a big caramely dark honey that doesn't have that. So I'm guessing you're somewhere in the middle?
I would think so. There is a bit of vegetable, flavor and aroma to it, but if you age it correctly, it does very well with oak. And I think that kind of mellows things out and adds a little bit of vanilla flavor just from the charred oak. But yeah, it to me it's just different enough. It's fun to experiment with and see what we can do with. It's a whole new aspect of mead making for us.
Yeah, and coffee's fun. And you can't you can't miss on the fact that, let's face it, there is in fact a coffee culture to draw upon for that. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just remember
and we're lucky too.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say we're lucky too that we're producing in small enough batches, and we get to offer tastings to people, and they get to try everything before they buy it. So they get to try everything and find out if it's for them or if it's not. And so it's fun for us just to produce things that we enjoy producing, and we don't have the pressure of putting it on store shelves at this point. We get to actually see their faces and find out what they like, and if they like it, we'll keep pursuing it.
There you go. I was just remembering that the one that I found in my stash downstairs is actually a coffee boucher. Which,
Oh, nice.
yeah, I know. I can't wait. I almost
Sounds
opened it up.
delicious.
I know, right? I was like, should I drink that now? I don't know. I was going to wait a little while, so I don't know. Yeah, because it's the only one I've got. It's from Hunter's Moon, if I remember right.
And if I drink it now, it'll be gone.
Right, exactly. I have to wait till March to maybe get my hands on another bottle.
Coffee mead is my only disaster story I ever had in making mead, so
really?
I haven't gone back.
See, coffee
ended up
actually
tasting
fits
like
with the
cabbages.
melomel because it's a bean. It's a berry.
Yep, very good.
So, wow, it's been great having you guys on. I can't wait to hear how things go. You know, when you somebody ping me, when you guys ping me, when you or give me a link to your announcement thing, so I can put it up on Got Mead for you. You know, on the Got Mead Facebook page to get that out there. Help fill your tasting room if I can.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. We hope it's fun when you put something out there and scary at the same time that you're like, hey, come, and then all of a sudden people are like, yeah, I'm going, and they're sharing, and it's like, wow, that's real. They're all coming to our house.
We're gonna have a yard full of cars. Oh my gosh.
We are. It's like, okay, and the panic sets in a little bit. Okay, well, now what do we do, and how? So we're excited about that. I think we're going to have a hopefully good turnout and constant folks, which will be nice, and we'll see how it goes. And I think there's a lot of people that are just interested and want to see this new thing that's out and learn about it, and so we're excited and we're a little scared, but. Like, we'll survive the weekend. We know we will, and then things can maybe normalize a little bit more, hopefully, and we'll have more of a steady stream coming and things. But we're always looking for opportunities. In October, we already have scheduled a junk tour, backroads junk tour that folks are coming around, hitting all the antiquing kind of places around in our region, and so we're like, hey, we need to be a stop on there. We might not have a whole lot, but our neighbor makes some fun upcycle things, and so we'll have those in the tasting room, and what better way to break up your junking tour than for a bit of mead. So looking forward to some events coming up.
I think that's pretty cool, to be on the picking tour,
Yep.
So, well, awesome. I'm looking forward to hearing how everything goes. When you guys have your grand opening, and here's wishing for a very full mead hall.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on and helping us share our story. And as Wayne said, we've really appreciated all the folks that have gone through this route ahead of us, and we've learned from watching and reading and listening to all the great advice out there. And so it's important to continue to do that. We're glad to be a part of it maybe for somebody who's starting up, down that road, trails behind us. So
yeah,
exciting time.
Yeah. And it's nice to to get a chance to put you guys out there, but also there's a lot of people coming behind you, who find value in your journey and and what you've discovered along the way. So it's really nice of you to come on and help them answer some of those questions. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we're firm believers in sharing information and helping people out. That's, I think part of what Wayne and I both really believe in, and that, helping share that. Why wouldn't you? It's good information. If somebody else can benefit from it, then makes us all better off.
Yeah, yeah. My favorite phrase these days is that a rising tide floats all boats. So, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
So in 20 years from now, we can look back and we can tell our kids, we were there when this all started.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then we remember when you couldn't find this stuff anywhere. When nobody knew what it was. But, Mom, meat is like everywhere. Yes, we know, but it wasn't always. Let me tell you a story.
Let me tell you about craft beer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back in the dark ages, before there was mead.
There was Budweiser.
There was Budweiser.
Right.
before the collapse, before the great beer collapse of 2022.
Oh, Lordy.
So we'll let you guys get back to, mead making and parenting and homesteading and all of those fun things and
hobbying.
And hobbying, yeah.
I mean,
and preventing the
thank you.
hobbying.
There you go.
Balance.
Somebody's got to do it. It's a dirty job.
That's right.
So,
Well, thank you for the opportunity to be on and to visit with you. It's been fun.
Oh yeah, no, thank you. We really
Thank you.
appreciate it, and I hope everything just goes amazingly, awesomely, super, really, ultra cool. For your grand opening.
Us too. Us too.
And let me know when that coffee mead's ready.
Yeah.
All right.
So we can-
We'll send out a private post there.
there you go.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Nice.
We'll do an on-the-air review for you.
There you go.
All right. Very good. Well,
All
thank
right,
you.
then. Thank you. We appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and we'll keep an eye out and see how things go.
Dude,
All right. Very
thanks.
good.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So dogs, they heard me say bye, and so they're like, "Oh, good, we're done." It's like, no, we're not. Rocket, stop it. that was fun.
Yeah, that's really neat that they've got different stages in the licensing so that you can start small, unlike here.
Well, yeah, and not every U.S. state is like that. Some have different rules, and others. There are certain federal laws that you have to adhere to, but the selling laws, and then also where you can do it and how big you've got to be and all of that are different from state to state. So some states won't allow you to start in your basement, others will. There was a place in Colorado that Spruce Mountain Meadery that they started in their basement. White Winter in Wisconsin started in their basement. And then the guy that, unfortunately, he's not open anymore, but that I knew in the mountains of southwestern Virginia, he was in his garage, and he did music festivals in this old historical house that he lived in. It was really neat. Yeah, he made the best spruce tip mead. Oh my God, this stuff is so good. And I don't know, I've never seen anybody else who does a spruce mead.
Yeah, I remember reading about, who was it? One of the guys on Got Mead tried a spruce tip beer, but didn't like it very much.
Yeah, I remember something about that on Got Mead. I think I read that thread.
Yeah, I remember that one too. This guy, the spruce mead was spruce tips and spruce berries. So he used both. I have no idea, and unfortunately I've lost track of him since he closed the meadery down. But I would dearly love to know, in what quantities and, the honey. He also, in the spring, he did a honeysuckle mead from honeysuckle varietal honey, plus he would literally had, armies of friends out gathering the dew, honeysuckle flowers, which when you pick honeysuckle flowers, they have to, go into the mead in, 15 minutes after you get them because they literally shrivel up almost in front of your face. They're just so very delicate. So, that thing was, you could never get a bottle. Fortunately, he knew me, and he was one of the very first interviews I ever did for Got Mead, way back. And so every time he did a honeysuckle, he'd pull a bottle aside for me and call me. I'd drive 5 hours to Western Virginia to pick it up, But it's it's interesting stuff, and there's a lot of neat stuff happening out there. I'll be really interested to see how Michelle and Wayne, what they do and what they come out with, because it sounds like they've got some really good ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
Definitely want to hear how they're doing in a year or two.
yeah, totally. So I think we're let's wind things up and let folks get back to whatever they're doing when they're not listening to us. Okay, so upcoming events. Haven't picked up a whole lot of new stuff. I really got to get out there and do some more hunting. But if people would send me things, at gotmelive@gotme.com, I could put it on the show. Starlight Meadery, ongoing tastings all over the area.